Okay, folks, today we're doing Japanese steakhouse onion soup and the mustard sauce for dipping for your meal and the ginger sauce. You know you like those. I'm going to show you how to make them. It's real simple. Stay tuned. Hey, this is Shrashira. That's the best elevator music I ever heard. Okay, for our onion soup, we're going to need some thinly sliced onions. Okay, we're going to be deep frying those. Of course, you got to have your onions here. And this is 2.5, well, this is about 1 3/4 onions. Got some scallions, green onions. We have mushrooms. Gotta have your mushrooms. We have carrots and celery, right? We have beef broth. I didn't make my own beef broth this time. We have chicken broth. Again, I didn't make my own chicken broth. It's just easier for this recipe just to buy it pre-made. And soy sauce. So the first thing we're gonna do is take our onions and we're gonna soak them in milk. So let me get the milk. We have our onions. We're going to pour milk over them. I'm going to soak them in some milk. Let them soak about 15-20 minutes. That's going to help take some of the sting out of the flavor of the onions. Because we don't want it to be too strong, even though this is onion soup. We're going to fry it. So the deep fryer is ready. And now we want to get our onions here. And we have a Ziploc bag with flour in it. You don't need any seasonings. You just need an onion that's been in the milk. We're going to rely on the natural flavors of the onion and the sweetness when we deep fry it. Okay, I'm going to be deep frying it at 375 degrees. And we're probably going to give it, a good 4 minutes, maybe 5 minutes. Let's get this in here. The onions in. And this is going to be for later, but you want to go ahead and knock this out now while you can, right? It'll alleviate all the stress later on. To have this knocked out and taken care of. So the onions are in. Let's shake it up in the flour. Get it nice and coated. You gotta coat it all. And you don't need a lot of flour. Make sure it's coated good. And what's going to happen when you fry it, the natural sweetness of the onion is going to come out. White onions in this case works the best. They're actually sweeter than the yellow onions when you do it this way. In my opinion, of course. Alright, let's fry them up. Add these to the fryer. And be careful, you don't want to burn yourself, so don't slam them in there. Do it nice and slow. We're going to let this cook for anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes. You just have to watch it, just to be safe. When it's nice golden brown, take them out. Okay, it's been about 4 minutes. They look good. I'm going to go ahead and pull them. See that? You see how that looks? And that's what we want. Put them on some paper towel line, on a paper towel line plate. So they can drain. And I'll show you what we're going to do with this in a little bit. Yeah. Just get it all on the plate. There you go. That's all of it. Okay, so now let's add our beef broth. And this beef broth is about 48 ounces. Get that added in here. This is going to make a real flavorful broth. Okay. So now we're going to add our chicken broth. 64 ounces of chicken broth. Alright, so here's 32. So add another 32. I love this soup. This onion soup, oh my goodness. I can eat it all day. You know, I'm making this, I'm going to be eating it all day. And we got the temperature at medium high. Alright, and we're going to let this sit and simmer. With the beef and the chicken broth, you want to make sure it's nice and incorporated, so when you get that boiling, let that boil for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then we're going to add our vegetables. So at this point, just before it starts boiling, we're going to add about 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. Here we go. Now let it continue to do its thing. And once it starts boiling, get a good rolling boil, we'll add the veggies. Alright, let's add the veggies. And our celery. And our carrots. It's onion soup, so we gotta add the onions. Just be careful not to overflow your pot. Now we're going to let this boil and simmer for roughly 25 to 30 minutes. We'll check back in about 15. We want this to reduce by at least, 25%. About a quarter of the way. And then we know it's ready. Right now at this point, if you wanted to, you can add garlic to this. You can add slices of ginger to this if you wanted to. It's up to you. For me, I like the natural flavors. I didn't add any water to this, and I'm not going to add any water to it because I don't want to dilute the flavors. It's an onion soup, and we're going to get onion soup. But, if you make it, it's up to you. Make it the way you want to do it. But for me, this is it. But yeah, hey, make it however you want to do it. Yep, the veggies are bubbling away quite nicely. So let's keep it moving. Yeah, I'm looking at this boiling away. I hate to waste all that flavor. I don't know if I'm going to reduce it by a quarter. I think I just may let it do its 30 minutes of boiling and go from there. I know, I'm greedy. I know. but I just gotta have it. I can't wait. So at this point, you see it's reduced. We can turn the heat off. And now what we want to do is remove the vegetables. We don't need them anymore. They've done their job. Let's go ahead and strain them. I'm just going to put them on this paper plate so I can just throw them away easily, because you don't need them. All their flavor, they've imparted all their flavor, all their sweetness. They've done their job. All right, a few more here. Go, get them all out of there. Now let's plate them up. Point, if you want to add, some tofu, you can, or whatever you want. But what I like to do is add the mushrooms in. A few mushrooms there. The scallions, sprinkle some scallions there. And then some of the fried onions, right? And then we're going to ladle in the broth. All right, so let me move this over so I don't make a mess. Ladle in the broth. Maybe one more. And there you have it. There's our onion soup. Now let's get to the other two sauces. Okay, so now for our mustard sauce, the spicy mustard sauce, we need soy sauce, some granulated garlic, heavy whipping cream, and some Chinese mustard. So let's get that put together. Okay, so what we want to do is put about a tablespoon, maybe a tablespoon and a half of the Chinese mustard. You can do regular Chinese mustard. You can do extra hot. It's completely up to you. Now we want to put about a tablespoon of granulated garlic. All right. Now we want to put about a quarter cup, maybe half a cup of soy sauce. And now we want to add our cream, our heavy whipping cream. And you only need, a couple tablespoons of that. So let's add that. A couple tablespoons. We're going to give this a stir and a shake. Get that all mixed in. It's real simple. Okay, put the top on. Now let's give it a good shake. Okay, just that simple. A little stir, give it a little taste. Yep, that's it. And that's easy, your mustard sauce right there. Now, let's get to the ginger sauce, which is a little more complicated, but it's actually easy. For our ginger sauce, we need minced garlic. There's the onions, about a half onion. Need about a 2-inch piece of ginger. Some rice wine vinegar. And of course some soy sauce. And we're going to blend this up real quick. It's real simple. All right. We're going to put a couple teaspoons of garlic in. You want heavy garlic. Okay. We want to put our ginger in. You want to put about a quarter cup of your rice wine vinegar in there. Okay? And you want to put about a half a cup of your soy sauce in. And you want to add your onion in. It's just that simple, folks. And now you want to blend it up. Let's get it going. You want to puree it. Alright, let's give it a taste. Let me get my tasting chopsticks here. A little taste. Yep, that's good. Now let me put this in the container and we will be ready. It's done. Yep, told you it was simple. All right, let's get this poured in. Real simple. Now let's get everything plated up. Here we are. Our two sauces and our soup. Onion soup, mustard sauce, ginger sauce. I hope you try the recipes out for yourself. I know you're going to enjoy them. They're just like the Japanese steakhouse, the hibachi, the teppanyakis, and it's delicious. So definitely check it out. That being said, this is Shrashira, and I am out.